We wanted more flexibility, to innovate faster and to do more with data. They understand energy companies over the world, and they had some use cases to implement really immediately.
There's a very large opportunity for organizations to make better use out of SAP and to really get more out of their investment into SAP. So it's really powerful.
Hello, and thank you for joining us. My name is Janine Grosch. I'm in the communications team at RheinEnergie. Today, we are going to be discussing two topics. Firstly, RheinEnergie's digital transformation and how we are using the cloud to change how we do business. This ambitious strategy started 3 years ago, and we are already seeing the benefits across the business. And secondly, we are going to look in more detail at one part of this, how we moved several key SAP workloads onto AWS with the expertise of our partner Energy4U, an Evident company. We've got Sebastian Lingens from AWS and Jan Schinnerling from Evident to help us explore these topics. But let's start at the beginning. Eric Schubert, you've been managing this project for RheinEnergie. Can you explain a little bit about RheinEnergie's business and why we needed to embrace this IT strategy?
Yes, of course. Thanks, Janine. RheinEnergie is a typical power, water, and gas-based company here in Cologne. And we provide power and also direct heating to homes and businesses across the whole city and across the whole environment here around Cologne. The energy business is really changing fast, and our on-prem IT needs to have updating all the day and all the weeks along. But we already had a working relationship with Energy4U, an Evident company, which is recently modernizing our digital workspace systems here and our digital workplace systems here. Also, we want to improve our all-over collaboration here at RheinEnergie, and we want to provide a better service to all our staff here.
Why did you choose AWS?
We went to several cloud providers to see what services are available and what service we can choose for us. And we already use AWS, so we know what's happening there, and we know that we are really happy with their platform. And we are really happy because of size and complexity of the project, and we want to have this partner here who will build something we could easily use and we could easily manage. We need something that could also scale fast. So because something or sometimes it's really necessary to scale up or scale down. And we want to do this with minimal manual tasks. So this is really an improvement for us. And of course, yes, the last thing is the price was right too.
Okay, thank you, Eric. Now let's hear from Sebastian Lingens from AWS. Can you tell us how the partnership evolved?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Janine. So back in 2021, RheinEnergie discussed with us how a system in the cloud could and would look like and how big and broad the project in total would be. So a key challenge for RheinEnergie was making this move without increasing management complexity for its IT staff and the opportunity that moving to AWS would speed up their ability to innovate. Additionally, they also thought for a partner to help manage the systems and free them up to think about the future and new approaches.
So, Eric, why Evident?
Yeah, why Evident? So we knew they had the right skills for us, and we knew they had the experience to get us where we want to be with all our explanations and all our projects here. And we actually choose AWS as a cloud platform for this because we had a working relationship and we really liked what they're offering for us. The preference for Energy4U and Evident company is to handle the migration for us and to run the application came from the line of business that is in charge of the SAP business warehouse systems here. We are working with Evident or with Energy4U and Evident company on other projects too. And it makes sense to bring them both together to get the right application, to get the right solution for us here at RheinEnergie.
What else?
We wanted to have a full infrastructure as a service, which we knew that they could deliver to us. So Energy for You and also AWS is responsible for this. Also Energy for You and Evident Company had the expertise on our business, which gave us a confidence that they really understood what we need or what we need in the next years. They understand energy companies over the world and especially for Germany. And they had some use cases to implement these really immediately. And what they offer to us is the best FinOps. It can be hard to keep proper control of costs, so everybody knows this. And if you move a lot of workloads into the cloud, you got this experience, you get mostly some problems in doing FinOps the right way. And finally, we really appreciated that Eviden had the deep security skills for us to keep our cloud environment really safe and really secure for us.
Sebastian, from AWS perspective, what were the success factors for this project?
I mean, as you know, utilities can be slow to modernize, so it was great to work with a pioneering company like RheinEnergie. They are among the first German energy companies to move SAP to the cloud. They are heavily regulated and understandably need reliability to literally keep the light on for their customers. We knew AWS could provide the scale and ease of management that they required. And we also felt there was a good cultural fit with them right from the start. In the end, we knew we could help them with the migration, but it's always more interesting to work with a company that wants to modernize too.
What do you mean?
I mean, RheinEnergie is ambitious with what they want to do with technology. Moving applications to the cloud and data out of silos is just the first step. They have native services to support application modernization and data analytics. They could do so much more with their data using AWS services like AppFlow Connector that links SAP to other applications, and we have blueprints ready to go that they can add instant value to their SAP applications.
And Jan, from Eviden, what were your initial thoughts on the project?
Thanks, Janine. Yeah, well, the basis, of course, was our really long-standing professional technology relationship with RheinEnergie. We are the specialists in the energy field, from SAP billing system to regulatory changes, complex analytics platforms, but also machine learning cases. So we knew what was possible and necessary, and we understand the business and the challenges to modernize. So we were able to prove ourselves to be the perfect partner for this initial setup and go for further enhancements.
Mm-hmm. And what about data use?
Well, data in the energy environment is very a tough topic because energy companies have a lot of data, but often it's not accessible to be worked with the data from other application in order to yield better insights. So to get the right system in place and make this data usable and accessible, and then you can achieve amazing things. So we also knew we could considerably increase the value they were getting from the SAP investments.
Mm-hmm. We will get to the SAP a bit later, but first I'd like to go back to Eric and hear about the actual migration. How did you make the first moves?
Yeah, and the first way we took a really flexible approach, but wherever it's possible, we want to use the best of cloud native solution. We always thinking about business processes here. We did not want to just lift and shift. That's not our strategy, but sometimes it's really necessary and sometimes it makes sense here. We prefer to re-examine the process, the business process when an application comes to an end of life and think strategically before moving to the cloud. But it's always it's a journey. It's not a single project. It's really always a journey, especially culture and people here. We are moving towards flexible and scalable microservices across the board and always here, not quite there here yet. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. How far along are you?
We still work a little bit better to do this migration and do project really fast and smooth. We are really happy with the infrastructure management here, and everything is managed for us now, from hardware to software updates and all these things, including patches and all. And we are really still working on application renewal and modernization, but we have everything we need to scale for the future here with AWS.
Thank you for that. Now let's talk in more detail about SAP. Eric, can you start by telling us what RheinEnergie uses SAP for and what was moved?
Yeah, of course, yes. SAP is really our main core enterprise system, and we want to, especially here, migrating our SAP Business Warehouse system on a first manner. But we are reaching end of life for our on-premise SAP BV setup. So moving to the cloud makes sense here. It was really the first step to do this. And moving to the cloud is, especially in our way, and I think all other companies here around the world, migrating to cloud is the first step to modernize things or to modernize applications.
Was this just about efficiency?
No, we wanted more flexibility, to innovate faster and to do more with data. But first was a straight lift and shift for on-prem. We had several cloud providers plus our internal IT pitch here for the project, and AWS come out on the top.
What are the most important points for the future, Jan? Well, above all, I see innovation as the main driver. After the migration, we continue to look at how the analytics environment can be improved best. So with this and enhanced with a lot of other cloud components. So the lift and shift is always just the beginning, the starting point. Okay, thank you. We are also joined by Eamon Dreedy, an SAP expert from AWS. Eamon, what are the key challenges a company like RheinEnergie faces when moving SAP workloads?
Yes, hi Janine, and thank you for the question. So, well, as Eric also said before, these are vital systems, right, and central to the business that uses them. So you can see basically SAP as the heart of any company using it. So large downtimes, it's really not an option, neither during the migration nor whether when you have it live. So now you need also to know that because of this complexity and because of SAP is often linked to other systems and integrated with other systems, there's a temptation to avoid upgrades and also to avoid changes. So in general, SAP projects are always a little bit challenging. On the other hand, there's a very large opportunity for organizations to make better use out of SAP and to really get more out of their investment into SAP. So it's really powerful, but you need careful implementation to really bring out these business benefits.
Yeah, just to get in touch with Eamon. The SAP migration was really a crucial test for us, and I think also for Eviden and AWS. It touches really every part of our business, so getting wrong here was not an option. So, as you mentioned, but we managed a straight lift and shift just in 2 weeks. That's really, really good.
What difference has this made to RheinEnergie?
Yeah, firstly, we wanted to make sure that users hardly noticed any change here, except maybe some improvement in performance. But we are now ready to take advantage of the next step with SAP without having to think about infrastructure and hosting and all these things around this. We are ready to add automation and better analytics here, and can really respond much faster to user requests. That's really a good thing for us.
Eamon, what was it like working with RheinEnergie?
Oh, okay, you put me on the spot here. So it was really great to collaborate with them because they have a lot of experience already working with AWS and all the necessary ideas to run applications specific for energy providers. So I would say RheinEnergie did always their homework before the meetings and before they come to the table with us. So it was already also a very good learning curve for us as AWS from this project and not only for RheinEnergie. However, at the end, it's really the people who make the projects like this successful. And I'm personally very proud that we built a trustful relationship in this short time of the project. But we also appreciate the enthusiasm of RheinEnergie for the cloud. and the exciting plans we have for the future together.
Eric, what comes next for RheinEnergie? What can users and customers expect in the future?
Yeah, and that's really interesting for all the customers, and especially also for us. We want to use more data. We want to get more innovation on using data and combine these things really interesting. We want to do really much faster innovation. So that's just possible with cloud services here, and especially with AWS. We want to have, everybody knows, really much lower infrastructure costs here, and that's a really good way for us to implement new services, especially for our users here internally, and especially for customers outside who wants to work with RheinEnergie. A really interesting thing is, and we are really prepared for this by using AWS, is we want to invest and we want to do really much more things in smart city projects. That's a really interesting thing for us here.
Thank you all for your time and for the conversation. It was very nice speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thanks a lot. Thank you for this really cool experience here.